Most of us walk through life like passengers on a speeding train, the world blurring past the windows while we stare at our phones or drift in our thoughts. We take the ordinary for granted, the way light falls across a wooden table, the faint drone of traffic on a highway, the way shadows pool in corners and dust dances in a single beam of sunlight. We see, but we rarely take in the environment in bullet points. Yet we still have situational awareness of where we are in our environment. And yet, in remote viewing, observing details is everything. The difference between a vague impression and a crystal clear target lock often comes down to one quiet skill: the ability to truly see what's right in front of us, to notice the textures, the relationships, the tiny details our brain usually edits out. Because if we can't interpret the environment we're physically standing in with precision and wonder, how can we expect to accurately perceive places and scenes that exist far beyond our physical senses? Today, in this special segment, we're slowing everything down. We're stepping out of autopilot. We're going to train our eyes, our minds, and our intuitive perception to drink in the world with fresh attention. Simple objects, everyday spaces, familiar scenes that we've looked at 1,000 times without ever really seeing. You'll be surprised what starts to reveal itself when you stop taking the world for granted. So get comfortable, grab a notepad if you like, and let's begin the quiet, powerful practice of truly interpreting our environment together. How does your brain know what a golf ball is? You weren't born knowing. The first time you ever saw one, it was just a small, round, white shape, no different from a marble or an egg. But every time you encountered a golf ball after that, your brain was quietly building a file, the dimpled texture against your fingers, the weight in your palm, the sound it makes when it hits the ground, the way light sits on that matte white surface. Each experience added another layer, another data point, until your brain built what neuroscientists call a mental schema, a complete multi-sensory blueprint that lets you identify a golf ball in a fraction of a second, sometimes from just a single cue. And here's the part that matters for remote viewing. Your brain doesn't store that blueprint in one place. It's not just a picture. It's a cross-modal network. Touch, sound, weight, smell, temperature, vision, all woven together into a single concept. That's why you can identify a golf ball in a dark room just by holding it. Your brain doesn't need all the senses at once. A few fragments are enough to trigger the whole pattern. That's exactly what's happening in a remote viewing session. Your subconscious is picking up fragments, a texture, a temperature, a sense of weight, and running them against a lifetime of stored patterns. The richer your library of sensory experience, the more accurately your brain can match those fragments to something real. So let's build that library. One object, every sense. Let's break a golf ball down the way your subconscious would feed it to you. Touch first. The obvious hit is those dimples, that stippled, pitted surface. But don't stop there. Roll it slower. Feel between the dimples. There's a smoothness underneath, almost waxy. It's manufactured smooth, not like Riverstone smooth, which feels earned, organic. This is injection mold smooth, precision smooth. Your subconscious knows the difference. Now squeeze it. There's almost no give. It's rigid, but it doesn't feel like stone or metal rigid. There's something contained about it, like there's energy packed in there. That's because there is. Layers of compressed rubber wound tight under that shell. You might not know that consciously, but your subconscious will send you something like tension or compressed or wound up. Trust that. Hear that? That high, sharp click? That's hard polymer on a hard surface. It doesn't thud like wood. It doesn't ring like metal. It clicks. If you got that sound in a session, you'd want to write hard, small, percussive. That sound tells you about the material and the size. A bowling ball hitting the same table would give you a deeper tone. Your ears already know physics. Let them work. Now smell it. Most people have never smelled a golf ball on purpose. Do it. There's a faint chemical note, rubbery, slightly sweet, synthetic, not sharp like gasoline, not warm like leather. It's neutral, industrial. That quiet, almost not there, plastic smell. In a session, you might barely register it. You might just get manufactured or not natural as an impression. That's enough. That's data. Temperature. It's sitting at room temp, but notice how it feels against your skin. It's not pulling heat from you the way metal would, but it's not warm like wood either. It's somewhere in between, neutral, inert. It just sits there thermally. That in itself is information. You're holding something that is non-conductive, non-organic, synthetic. Look at it. It's white, but it's not paper white or snow white. It's coated white, opaque. Light doesn't pass through it, doesn't bounce off it the way it would off glass or chrome. It absorbs just enough to look slightly matte. If this were your target, you might get light-colored, round, dull surface. Every one of those impressions is accurate. And finally, weight. It's heavier than it looks. That's important. Your subconscious loves contrast, and heavier than expected is a real signal. It's about 46 grams, not heavy, but dense for its size. That density comes from the wound-up core. You might get a sense of something compact, concentrated, loaded, like there's more to it than the outside suggests. That's 7 layers of data from one object you can buy for $1. Texture, hardness, sound, smell, temperature, appearance, weight. Your subconscious already processes all of this in a fraction of a second. Remote viewing is just learning to slow that down and write it out. So here's your homework. Pick up one object tonight, anything, a mug, a key, a piece of fruit. And don't just hold it, interview it, every sense. Write down what you get. That's how you build the dictionary your subconscious is already trying to use.